Everyone, it is Thursday. I'm Andrew Dow. Time for a Happening in the Hamptons podcast, our weekly breakdown of the Hamptons market, new listings, and events on the East End. We are sponsored, as always, by New York Title Abstract, the Hamptons' leading title insurance firm. Visit NewYorkTitle.com. We are back after a very snowy week.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird week. But we have Steve Glick, Dave Retainer today, the Jen Wilson team, and special guest, return guest, Theresa Roden with iTry. So we have a ton to cover today as far as real estate and listings and the market. Jen and her team have been extremely busy, but let's start with Theresa. Welcome back, and tell us quickly about iTry and what brings you in today.
Oh, good morning. Happy to be back. So yeah, we are kicking off our 17th season of iTry. It's pretty crazy. We were recruiting, looking at 200 girls from the East End for this season, and we're presently at 250 registered girls. So
that's fantastic.
What's that age group?
It's middle school. So
Okay.
6th, 7th, and 8th, 11 to 14 is our prime. Yeah, it just is a testament to the need for this kind of programming. And
can you explain the program?
Yeah, I love this charity. Like, I have two daughters. You have two daughters too, Dad.
Yep.
Like, this charity is on my radar. Just tell them what it is, because it's so nice.
Yeah, it's pretty special. So it's an empowerment program for middle school girls through the sport of triathlon. So it is sports-based and goal-based, but more importantly, I feel it's really the emotional, mental training that they get in order to prepare them for a race that really does the trick.
The resilience that they get.
Absolutely.
And like any kid can do it, right? Like you don't have to be like a super athlete, right?
No. And actually it's the most effective for kids who don't believe in a million years they can reach this goal. That's where you see the biggest change.
It is so
it's
cool.
completely free, and so it kind of levels the playing field. So our participants are really reflective of the community out here.
When is the actual triathlon, or is there a number of them that happen throughout?
No, there's
season?
just one.
Okay.
It happens at Long Beach in July. I believe it's July 11th. It's Saturday morning. Yeah, and it's open to all kids. Our race, the Hamptons Youth Triathlon, is open to any kid 10 to 17.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a great
I've driven
spot for
by
triathlon,
it.
too.
It's pretty cool. Like the girls are just like beaming as they're, it's like,
It's
really,
an amazing
really cool.
accomplishment.
Yeah.
I mean, I obviously love the sport. I have an 8-year-old that's already talking about when she wants to do her first one, so it's very cool. I think it's a great.
You'll be there for
great
her.
Yeah, it's great.
How do we give money to it? How we want to donate to it? How do we do
Well,
that?
thank you for that question. Yeah, like I said, so it costs us, it's free to families, but it costs us about $3,000 per girl. We provide everything they need, all of the tools, the training, the coaching. We pay our staff, and we build a fleet of bicycles, and just found out that we need all new helmets. I didn't realize the lifespan of helmets. Actually, that's something that Jen and Saunders did for us years ago. Many of our helmets have Saunders labels on it. So anybody who wants to get involved at all, we have plenty of sponsorships available, donations on our website, which is itrygirls.org. We have a great event in April called Mentoring Day, where we invite professional women. I believe Jen is going to come and is sponsoring this year's event, and so just check out our website for ways to get involved, because it's a really feel good thing to be involved in right now. Let's really show these girls that we're behind them.
I love it. That's great. Okay, Jen, let's shift to real estate. You guys have been extremely busy.
Very.
Which is great. Where do you want to start? Do you want to talk a little bit about what you guys have done over the last couple months? Do you want to give us a broader overview of the market and where you see things heating up? Where should we begin?
I think looking at the market report that we just released is pretty impressive as far as what we're seeing. And especially the very high-end luxury market, over $20 million. If you look at the market report, 24 versus 25, the over $20 million sales was up 107%, which is crazy. and the numbers we're seeing are really amazing, like $115 million on Further Lane. It's just really crazy numbers. And my team, we sold a property for $30 million this January. And so it's this trend of the high-end luxury is really kicking off again in 2026. And then we just put a $42.5 million property into contract.
Beautiful oceanfront. Yeah.
Yes.
The year's starting off great. This market report came out and it got all the headlines. You know, if you see on the news articles, everyone's talking about how great the Hamptons was in 2025. And it's a lot to do with, like Jen said, is the high-end market. You know, anything over $20 million, there were like basically 30 trades, which is like over double than last year. And last year was, and the year prior in 2024 was also a good year too. So we're seeing the increase in these high profile properties getting sold and going into contract. And like Jen said, this year started off with a bang, where there's a good amount that are already in contract and that have sold this year. So so far 2026 is looking pretty good. But I know, Yesenia, you were looking at land, right? Land in Sag Harbor, how that fared last year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I live in Sag Harbor, and when I was looking at this report, that was one thing that stood out to me was the median price of land went from 1.2 to 2.75 in 2025. That's a 129% increase. Oof. And that tells us, a couple of things. One of them being the confidence that buyers and developers are putting into the Hamptons and the longevity of it. And you can manufacture land. So once these homes get built, the price of new construction dictates the price of homes all around. So that's a very positive story for the Hamptons in terms of a strong investment, long term.
It's always good when you drive around and you see new construction homes. That means the Hamptons is here to stay and they're not going anywhere. It's like, I would say it would be alarming if you drive around and you don't see any builders or anyone investing in the Hamptons. But we see plenty of that.
Plenty of construction.
They're all buying land, and there's not much land opportunities to buy.
No.
So it's good.
You can't manufacture it.
No, exactly. Yeah. So it's good to see it. And some other people are also now just buying homes and knocking them down and rebuilding as well. So we're seeing that across the board in all markets.
Do you think that these people that are buying properties out here, they're recognizing that it's almost a better place to put their money than the stock market? Are they pulling money out of the stock market and putting it out here? Are they seeing the Hamptons as a financial asset, or are they seeing it as a place to have a good time at?
I think they're seeing it as a financial asset, but also I think the stock market has done really well, so I doubt they're taking a lot of money out. I think that you've got a lot of people who've made a lot in the stock market and investing in something that they can share with their family and future generations. I think that's what we're seeing.
Just makes sense.
Yeah.
Jen, the properties that you've sold, the two high-end ones, the one in East Hampton for 30 and the one you just put in contract in Bridgehampton, are those homes going to be like legacy properties for years, or what is the profile of like what they're going to do with those properties?
Well, the East Hampton property is definitely going to be. That's a 7-acre parcel south of the highway in East Hampton. It's probably the most beautiful property I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In 20 years of selling real estate. Wow. And they are tearing the house down that's on the property and building a home, a guest house. There's a really cool barn on the property that they're making maybe into like a very Ralph Lauren looking like bar.
So this is for them. This is for them
their children.
And their children. Right? This isn't like, hey, we're going to build it and resell it. They want this
is
forever.
For them.
They're investing in it.
Their children.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's very cool. So that's the high end, but you guys have an event coming up for first-time home buyers. Not that your first home could possibly be a $20 million investment, I guess. But it's probably a little more unlikely. So tell us a little bit about this event and how it appeals to first-time home buyers.
Yeah, so we're having an event next Wednesday, March 4th, with Par East Mortgage in East Hampton with Patty Romanzi. And as someone who's on the team as a first-time home buyer, I'm very excited because there's so much information out there that I just don't know. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much the premise of this event, is to give all of that information to everyone who's looking to buy a home.
So it's obtainable. So like if you're looking to buy a home and you don't know, like you can purchase a home in the Hamptons as a first-time home buyer. Like it is possible.
You can. And the last 3 deals that we have had, we're all first-time home buyers. All three of them, we did so with very little money. We had 3.5%, 5.5%, and then 0 down because we had a VA loan, which isn't something many people know about. But Patty Romanzi is really grand at going through the entire
Smart
process
that way.
and just knowing she knows her way around. And as I mentioned earlier, really, real estate's all about relationships. And so when we put in an offer and it has a 3.5% down, the agents want to have a confirmation that the buyers have been vetted. And so having that call to Patty Romanzi, giving them the confidence that they're fully vetted, in fact, probably even more so than someone who's coming in with 20% because the process is so stringent. And we're really excited to have her.
It's just so important. Like in my own life, I thought buying a house was so unobtainable. And then Steve, you advised me. You were like, go talk to a mortgage broker. That's the first step.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people that are first-time home buyers, my mindset at the time anyway was talk to a real estate agent.
Yeah.
But the secret is speak to a competent mortgage broker. Go to an event like this, and then you can be like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah, because
this
you need
is
that.
possible.
You need that pre-approval. They'll tell you what you can afford. They'll look at all your finances and give you the options of like Yesenia said. You could put down 3.5%. Like everyone thinks. Everyone thinks, oh, it's 20%. That's it. Like, no,
I didn't know that. You actually told me that.
And there's also
Yeah.
lots of grants that are available to people who live out here. So I think when you look at the prices of home and you're looking at $1 million, it's quite an intimidating number, especially for someone who's coming into the market. Then you look at the interest rates. But then you sit down with Patty or, again, a competent mortgage broker who can walk you through it. And worst case scenario is you're not ready right now, but now you walked away with steps 1 through 5 to get you ready.
Yeah,
and that's
agreed.
really the big part. Right?
So when is this event? When can we go? Because I know a lot of people listening and they want to attend. Where is it and when is it?
It's at the Par East Mortgage office.
That's in where? What town?
They've been
East
around.
Hampton,
They've been around
15
forever. I've seen that sign. Seen that sign
15
around.
Toilsome
15
Lane.
Toilsome Lane in
East
East Hampton, Wednesday, March 4th.
From
at
5:30 to 7.
5:30 to 7.
Food.
It's a free event with food. Great. Dave, I know.
I'll be there.
Probably.
They will be there.
And you guys will all be there so you can see the Jennifer Wilson team. You can learn more about first-time homebuyers in the Hamptons. This is great.
We like to say that we're selling luxury at every level and luxury experience at every level.
We need Steve to give us a rundown of the market report.
Data, yeah, you guys love data. Here it is. Last week, 23 listings went into contract compared to last year, 32, decrease of 28%. 2 years ago, there were also 32 listings, which is the same decrease of 28%. The breakdown of the 23 transactions this past week: 1 between 10 and 15 million, 5 between 5 and 10 million, 5 between 3 and 5, 4 between 2 and 3, 6 between 1 and 2, and 2 properties under $1 million went into contract. The dollar volume was 85 million. Last year was 128 million. That's a decrease of 34%. 2 years ago was 91 million, a decrease there of just 7%. But there were 17 new listings that came on, even though we had all the snow. New listings were still coming on the market. That just decreases inventory just by 6 listings. But the 17 new listings, 2 properties over $20 million came on, 2 between 15 and 20, 4 between 5 and 10, 2 between 3 and 5, 2 between 2 and 3, 5 between 1 and 2, and 0 under $1 million, unfortunately. But the inventory is at 1,576 total listings, 1,233 active, and 343 in contract. So there's still plenty of activity happening in the Hamptons, even though we're getting hit with all this snow. There's still listings going into contract and some significant properties, like Jen alluded to earlier, that are still going in the contract in 2026. So obviously the market will certainly pick up even more once the snow melts. People start coming back into the Hamptons from Florida. We're going to start to see a busy spring. That's my outlook.
I was really hoping once I got back from Florida that it would be, kind of spring.
Well, we had this conversation yesterday.
But no dice.
Homeowner asked us, well, when do people come back up? And typically we start seeing the influx, after, the president's holiday week.
Right.
We start seeing, some people coming up, but from down
such a cold
south
winter.
into the Hamptons. But now with the snow, I think it's going to be a little bit of a longer season. Obviously, the groundhog predicted, longer winter. So we're seeing that here in the Hamptons. But you have some great properties here. You have 2 new properties you just launched. First one, 62 Waterhole Road in Clearwater Beach, East Hampton. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, this is a really nice house. In fact, I might want to sell my house and buy this house. It's a one-level house that's just been completely renovated and added onto. It has high ceilings, very beautiful kitchen with like warm wood, and it's modern, but it's a very soft modern, I would say. And it's right down the street from the water. And at Clearwater Beach, there's marina rights and a lifeguarded bay beach.
Nice. Yeah,
with
I love
sunsets.
Clearwater.
Everyone loves Clearwater.
Clearwater's
It's
great.
The best.
It's great.
It is awesome.
It's a really
This
good
is the spot.
community. And that's listed at 2295.
Perfect. Dave, what do you got going on?
Hold on, we got one more. Hold
Yeah,
on.
one more.
Oh,
right?
that's right. I'm sorry.
Slow down. We got something in Montauk.
Oh, yeah.
Montauk,
great.
where Yesenia grew up.
We love
Good place
Montauk.
to be. So we have 64 Fairview Avenue coming up. It's a brand new listing this week. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 0.6 of an acre, 2,100 square feet. It's directly adjacent to the Montauk Downs golf
Okay.
course
Yep.
and 3 minutes away from the village in Montauk. So
Awesome.
location-wise, you couldn't get any better. It's great, has great potential, great bones. Listed for 1,675, and we'll be hosting open houses on there next weekend.
So this is great. This
Yeah, it
could
looks
be-
nice as is, even.
This
I
is a
mean,
good first-time home buyer house.
Really, really
too.
great home. I mean, it's you're right. You're backing up to the golf course, so I think that in itself is great.
Just need the snow to melt.
We
so
just
you
need
can
the snow.
see the golf course.
Yeah.
We were there taking drones the other week, and I'm like, man, it's like, I know the golf course is there.
Yeah, you know it's
Just
there. You just can't see it.
need to see some
Montauk in the
grass.
snow. I lived in Montauk, and man, when it would
Oh,
snow, you were just trapped.
You're there.
You were there.
You're
That
just
was it. Everything's closed. It's like it's
But it's still great.
That's
Okay,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
It's
have
amazing.
a great restaurants, beaches, trails. I mean, what's not to love out in Montauk?
Oh, it's amazing.
It is awesome.
True. Okay, now, Dave, what do you got?
Yes. So, Jen, we were just talking about the Stephen Talk House in Amagansett. So, February 27th, you have the Seismatics performing, and they are just like an all-out rock band. They got long hair, the whole thing, and they play songs by Aerosmith, The Cure, Tom Petty, Modern English, The Beatles, Simple Minds, The Doors, just to name a few. You're not going to want to miss that. That's at the Talk House. Then if you go to Sag Harbor, where Yesenia lives, you can check out the Surfcasters, which is that's probably my favorite band name of all time I've heard out here. But they are a Led Zeppelin celebration band, or a Led Zeppelin cover band. And so if you like Led Zeppelin music, you should go to that. That's February 28th from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Bay Street Theater.
Nice.
And then if you are in the mood, I really talk about this too much, but the Wolfert Candlelight Fridays is going on in the winter. It is the go-to thing to do in the wintertime. That's on the 27th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And that's kind of what's going on. We like to ask the guests their favorite restaurant. What's your favorite restaurant in the area? All right, what's your go-to? What's your staple restaurant?
Well, right now, with all the snow, it's been takeout. So Sas is my favorite.
Oh, Sas.
Love
Yeah.
Sas.
Oh my God!
I go there all the
the
time.
I love
takeout
Sas. I
Indian.
love Sammy. I mean, all of it. So,
Oh
my
Sas in
God.
Southampton.
They take care of you really well there. They're so
Really well.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love going there.
We'll call that a podcast today. Everybody, thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget, because this was at the beginning of the podcast, but for more information on iTry website? I'm sorry, one more time.
itrygirls.org.
There you go. So that is a great spot to go and donate, which is clearly very needed, and support a worthy cause there for kids and the wonderful sport of triathlon. So we'll be back next week. Until then, I'm Andrew Dowd. That's what's happening in the Hamptons.